हेलो। ये आज हमारी पहली वीडियो है द लिविंग वर्ल्ड चैप्टर नंबर 1। और आज से जितनी भी वीडियो आया करेगी सभी ऐसी ही ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग वाली एनसीईआरटी की लाइन बाय लाइन रीडिंग हुआ करेगी। और ये मुझे लगता है आप लोगों के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होगी, तो इसलिए आप हमारा साथ कोऑपरेट करें। तो इसलिए अब हम चैप्टर नंबर 1 द लिविंग वर्ल्ड के बारे में रीडिंग लगाएंगे लाइन बाय लाइन। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। चैप्टर नंबर 1 द लिविंग वर्ल्ड। हाउ वंडरफुल इज़ द लिविंग वर्ल्ड। द वाइड रेंज ऑफ लिविंग टाइप्स is amazing, the extraordinary habitat in which we find living organism, be it called mountain, deciduous forest, ocean, fresh water, lakes, desert, hot spring, leave us speechless. The beauty of a galloping horse, of the migrating bird, the valley of flowers, or the attacking shark evokes a deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among member of a population and among population of a community, or even the molecular traffic inside a cell, make us deeply reflection on what indeed is life. This question has two implicate questions within it. The first is a technical one and seeks answer to what living is opposed to the non-living, and the second is a philosophical one and seek answer to what the purpose of life is. As a scientist, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try to reflect on what is living. What is living? When we try to define living, we conventionally look for distinctive characteristics exhibited by living organism: growth, reproduction, ability to sense environment and mount a suitable response come to our mind immediately. As a unique feature of a living organism, one can added a few more features like metabolism, ability to self-replicate, self-organize, interact, and emergence. To this list, let us try to understand each of these. All living organisms grow. Increase in mass and increase in number of individuals are twin characteristics of growth. A multicellular organism grow by cell division. In plant, this growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout their lifespan. In animals, this growth is seen only up to a certain age. However, cell division occurs in certain tissue to replace lost cell. Unicellular organism grow by cell division. One can easily observe this in vitro culture by simply counting the number of cells under the microscope. In majority of higher animals and plants, growth and reproduction are mutually exclusively event. One must remember that increase in body mass is considered as a growth. Non-living object also grow. If we take increase in body mass as a criterion for growth, mountain boulders and sand mounds to grow. However, this kind of growth exhibited by non-living object is by accumulation of a material on the surface. In living organism, growth is from inside. Growth therefore cannot be taken as a defining property of a living organism. Condition under which it can be observed in all living organisms have to be explained, and then we understand that is a characteristic of a living system. A dead organism does not grow. Reproduction likewise is a characteristic of living organism. In multicellular organism, reproduction refers to the production of progeny possessing features more or less similar to those of a parents. In variable and implicity, we refer to sexual reproduction organism. To reproduce by asexual means, fungi multiply and separate easily due to the millions of asexual spores they produce in lower organisms like yeast and hydra. So that is we observe budding in planaria flatworm. We observe true regeneration, that is a fragment organism regenerate the lost part of its body and become a new organism. The fungi, filamentous algae, the protonema of moss all easily multiply by fragmentation when it comes to unicellular organism like bacteria, unicellular algae or amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with growth, that is increase in number of cell. We have already defined growth as equivalent to increase in cell number or mass. Hence we notice that in single celled organism we are not very clear about the uses of these two terms, growth and reproduction. Further, there are many organisms which do not reproduce, mules, sterile worker bees, infertile human couples. Hence reproduction also cannot be an all inclusively defining characteristic of living organism. Of course, no non-living object is capable of reproducing or replicating by itself. Another characteristic of life, metabolism. All living organisms are made up of chemicals. These chemicals, small and big, belonging to various classes, size, function, etc., are constantly being made and changed into some other biomolecule. These conversions are chemical reaction or metabolic reaction. There are thousands of metabolic reactions occurring simultaneously inside all living organisms, be they unicellular or multicellular. All plants, animal, fungi and microbes exhibit metabolism. The sum total of all the chemical reactions occurring in our body is metabolism. No non-living object exhibit metabolism. Metabolic reaction can be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free system. An isolated metabolic reaction outside the body of an organism performed in a test tube is neither living or non-living. Hence, while metabolism is a defining feature of all living organisms, without exception, isolated metabolic reaction in vitro not living things but surely living reaction. Hence, cellular organization of the body is the defining feature of life form. Perhaps the most obvious and technically complicated feature of all living organisms is this ability to sense their surrounding or environment and respond to these environmental stimuli, which could be physical and chemical or biological. We sense our environment through our sense organs. Plant respond to external factors like light, water, temperature, other organism, pollutant, etc. All organisms from the prokaryotes to the most complex eukaryotes can sense and respond to environmental cues. Photoperiod affect reproduction in seasonal breeder, both plant and animal. All organisms handle chemicals entering their bodies. All organisms therefore are aware of their surrounding. Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself, that is has self consciousness. Consciousness therefore become the defining property of living organism. When it comes to a human being, it is all the more difficult to define the living state. We observe patient lying in coma in hospital, virtually supported by machines which replace heart and lungs. The patient is otherwise brain dead. The patient has no self-consciousness. Are such patients who never come back to normal life, living or non-living. In higher classes, you will come to know that all living phenomena are due to underlying interaction properties of tissue or not present in the constituent cell but arise as a result of interaction among the constituent cells. Similarly, properties of cellular organelles are not present in the molecular constituent of the organelle but arise as a result of interaction among the molecular component comprising the organelle. These interaction result in emergent properties at a higher level of organization. This phenomenon is true in the hierarchy of organizational complexity at all levels. Therefore, we can say that living organisms are self-replicating, evolving and self-regulating interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli. Biology is the story of life on earth. Biology is the story of evolution of living organisms on earth. All living organisms, present, past and future, are linked to one another by the sharing of the common genetic material but to varying degrees. तो यहीं तक आज हम आपको यहीं तक पढ़ाएंगे. ये जो भी रीडिंग है यहीं तक हम आपको बताएंगे और नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम बताएंगे ये डाइवर्सिटी इन द लिविंग वर्ल्ड. देखो, हम ये नहीं चाहते कि इससे आपको बोरियत होने लगी, इसलिए हम पूरा चैप्टर नहीं रीड करा रहे हैं और जितना भी किया है उसको आप. हाँ, और एक बात, एनसीईआरटी अपनी खोल के रखा करो लाइन बाय लाइन, साथ साथ आप भी मन मन में इसको रीड किया करो। उससे क्या होगा, आपकी चीज़ें जल्दी समझ में आएगी और फिर वो दोबारा से आपको हल्के से, जैसे हल्का फुल्का आपने अच्छे से रीड कर लिया, फिर उसके बाद आपको ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी और तुरंत से आप रीड लगाने के बाद एक बार अपने क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व ज़रूर किया करो। जिस चैप्टर को आपको एनसीईआरटी से रीड किया जा रहा है या जो भी टॉपिक आपसे किया जा रहा है, उसी टॉपिक को तुरंत पढ़ने के बाद आप ज़रूर तुरंत से उसके क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व किया करो और जो क्वेश्चन आपसे नहीं हो रहे उस पर मार्क लगा के अगली बार उसको फिर दोबारा से रिवीजन करके फिर से उसको स्टार्ट करो और फिर उसको ध्यान में रख के अच्छे से करो। तो धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया। वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो आप इसको शेयर करें, लाइक करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। धन्यवाद।